tapes because there was no English version. Of all the voices that were shoved down those people's throats, English wasn't one of them.
Gigabyte pe secundă. Înapoi.
Boss, staying on the battlefield that long will have a negative impact on your health. Why not head back to Mother Base for a shower once in a while?
Calculator.
Mega pe secundă. Înseamnă aia.
Boss is back. Let's go refuel and load up on artillery.
Ca și mie, ca și mie. Și tot atâta descarc.
What's the matter?
Eu am o descarc mai încet. 7 mega pe secundă. Hai, în sfârșit au gătat așa să te făcut.
Dar parcă ține pe urmă.
Mai un minut, adică... Deci arată că ai zis. Sau nu mai zic să știi și...
Nu știu, zâberă.
Cum e cu antivirus?
Stop this!
Hai bai, mă.
Now!
Am installat antivirusul, nu mânca antivirusul.
What the fuck, you freak! Give me a hand!
Gata, hai că au scăzut. 12 cu 1, ok. 7 cu 0. Da. Vedem jocuri.
Hold her still!
Minecraft.
Dismissed.
Ok, început bun. Da. E clar.
Payback for how they treated her? Doesn't explain the others. She had every chance to kill them. Tight security on her cell. This happens a second time. There won't be a third.
Da, nu știu, ceva... ceva.
About Eli. I'd heard that one product of the Les Enfants Terribles project went missing in Africa. The age would be about right. Now, I'm not saying I think it's Eli, but I want to run a genetic test all the same. Don't worry, I'll have it done without him noticing. The test may take some time, but I'll tell you as soon as we have the results.
Development complete.
25, 4.
On station at LZ!
Tot mai bine, tot stă.
Fost 100. L-am intrat când
Development complete.
Pe altfel.
Development complete. Development complete.
Tot l-am intrat în joc. Hard disk nici 0 mai
Is being added.
bam. Ok.
Please select a mission.
Stai la cum ieși.
42.
Hai să ceva, stai să...
Hai nu scap,
Hai să vă arăt o poză, că o pun acum pe Discord, ia uitați.
Unit dispatched.
Uite aici unde a pus Gabi pe a lui poza, o pun și eu pe asta a mea.
Cu? Cu ce, mă?
Clar.
Stai că sunt găsit.
S3.
Development project has
Nu,
been
mă, ce
added.
poți?
Eu vorbeați de internet, se pare că... Gata, s-a pus, ia uitați.
Cu ce, mă?
Pe general, pe drum, nu mă.
514
Ce?
mega pe secundă, că vine în jur la...
Ferrari, vezi, mă? Dar mie nu merge cu viteza asta, degeaba, vă speriați de ce flicale vedeți acolo. Mie nu merge asta. Ăla de la Movistar, da, l-am avut 300 de mega, la jumatea lui, că se de 600 de mega abonament. Ăla la Movistar a fost 300. Bă, da, îmi mergea să-mi bat pula mama lui că rupeam două. Asta nu știu, cum să o înourează la cafară, gata.
Ca așa meu. Bate.
Bine, mă, hai. M-am pupat, bă.
Mai stai, mă, tot de drept. De la cine ai netul? Ai, bă, e bine de tine.
Nu vine
Da,
frații
ce
mei.
mai bun. La mine
Vă
poți.
las eu. Mâine o altă.
Salut.
Ceau, noapte bună, papa.
La mine sunt cel mai proști, nu știu.
Please select a mission.
Boss, this contract comes from the Mbele rebel militants. That's right. That general's fighters. Recently, one of their child soldier platoons staged an insurrection and split from the main group. Thing is, they took a hostage with them. The general's brother, his number 2. The contract is to extract both that prisoner and the leader of the renegade platoon. The message reads, I love my brother. You must bring him back to me alive. It also says this about the leader of the child soldiers. He is an excellent soldier. I want to persuade him to rejoin the ranks of the righteous. Sounds a little too forgiving for the man who ordered those kids dead at the mine. I wonder what kind of persuasion the general has in store. With that in mind, here are your objectives. First, rescue...
Deploying.
Successfully sneak your way into the heart of the rival PF's FOB, and you can capture staff from them. I'll be looking forward to meeting the new recruits, boss.
Be careful down there, boss.
Infiltration successful.
Please specify a project. Please specify a project. Staff assigned. Please select a mission. Mission accepted. Heading to Central Africa. Deploying.
Your mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the General's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
Please select a deployment point. Has infiltrated and the map has been updated.
Reconnaissance is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
The updated. You have arrived at your destination. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Guard post captured. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
That's the target prisoner. Okay, that's the general's brother, his number 2. Get him out of there, boss.
Enemy presence detected.
That's the target prisoner.
Has been
He's injured. Looks half-starved, too. There's no way he can stand the shock of a Fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
Please select a landing zone. Support helicopter
Roger.
requested.
Mosi, tata ya Bankaka, na mono, elaka mono, mambu General Salaka.
Another group of child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself. Boss, another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol. Looks like they have more than one patrol out. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself.
This is Pequot. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand
Enemy
by.
presence detected. The support helicopter has arrived. Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
All that's left is to extract the commander.
Please select a deployment point. Support helicopter has arrived.
Nice work.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
There he is, the commander. Extract him.
Clouds approaching. Please select a landing zone. Please select a landing zone. A support helicopter
Roger.
requested. Development complete. Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated.
This is Pequod. Arriving shortly at
Extraction
LZ.
arrived at Mother Base.
This is Pequod. Have arrived at LZ. Will stand by.
Support helicopter has arrived. Please specify a project. Caution, rain approaching.
All right, they're out of the hot zone. No enemy forces in pursuit. Mission complete.
Has been updated.
Gaining altitude. Departing.
Extraction
He's coming too.
arrived
Roger
at
that.
Mother Base.
Mission complete. Great work. report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon, and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care. Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.
Mission
Look
list
closely.
updated.
Those are the symptoms of the infection on Mother Base. The blisters on the body were full of tiny worms. Parasite larvae, most likely. But we couldn't find any adults. It doesn't seem to mature in the body, like a spargatum. We don't know the root of infection, or what causes symptoms to develop. Boss, do you remember seeing these symptoms before? The bodies floating around in the oil facility, the bedridden test subjects at the Devil's House. This epidemic looks just like what we've seen on our hunt for Cypher. So this is the weapon of mass destruction Cypher was working on in Africa. Boss, the situation is urgent. We need to quarantine the infected and contain the pathogen. Priority now is to prevent more casualties. But the problem is, how do we tell who's infected? During the incubation period, we have no way of knowing who's clean. You'll have to try and guess who's infected before they go symptomatic and quarantine them. That'd be easy if we just knew the route or vector of the infection. From now on, if you even suspect a staff member's infected, use your iDroid to order them into quarantine. Given the situation, the men won't submit to quarantine just because I or the medical team tell them to. But they will listen to you. Of course, it's just a temporary measure until we find a permanent solution. But at least they'd be in solitary isolation so they won't infect each other, and we get the mental care they need. If we do nothing, we'll only lose more people. We have no choice. Boss, open your iDroid. I'll explain how to quarantine staff members suspected of infection. Go to the Mother Base menu and select Staff Management. First, take a look at the quarantine facility we've set up. We'll isolate anyone who's already symptomatic at the quarantine facility. But we have to expect that there are multiple staff who are infected, but asymptomatic. So how do we identify them? At present, we have no way to tell them apart. But there has to be something for us to go on. If you notice anything, reassign staff you suspect are infected to the quarantine facility. We'll monitor them and then contact you if there's a change in their condition. Correctly quarantining these asymptomatic infected will reduce the number of new infections. You should continue with your missions as usual. If Cypher is behind this, going after them should help us determine the root cause of this epidemic. Also, until we identify the pathogen, we can't fire or dispatch any staff. We cannot let this thing spread. Boss, get to the bottom of this fast. We're counting on you.
Select unit. Staff has been select unit.
All right. We'll quarantine the staff you specified. Did you figure out what's causing the infection?
Weather will clear shortly.
new jobs come in. It's a hit. I'm the human trafficker who sent Shivani and the others to Nzoya Badiabulu, where you ran into Skullface. The thing is, this guy might know something about the disease that's going around Mother Base. The symptoms are similar to the ones we saw at that factory. Start by checking the mission details on your iDroid.
Development complete.